playing is Rakdos versus Izzet creativity. But it's not the ordinary creativity list, it's the like Magma Opus Torrential Gearhulk list, so I think it's a little bit different, and you know, expect things to be slightly different as well. What I'm gonna do is modify the last Rakdos list I have to play what I want to play. So let's see what we got. We got most of what I want. Also, I'm not going to play a version that's, like, overly metagamed for a playtesting thing. That's kind of silly. Right, things that I'm not playing. The second Misery Shadow is going. Second Bank Buster. Bank Buster. What else was I doing? 2 Dreadboard, 2 Power Word Kill, Upgrade on the sideboard. 1 Liliana of the Veil. Two Duress, 2 Extinction Event. Don't think Ritual of Soot has aged well. Don't like Pithing Needle that much anymore. 1 Colgan's Command, 1 Abrade, 2 Damping Sphere. Let's see, 2 Damping Sphere. Leyline of the Void, and 1 Unlicensed Hearse. A lot of these cards are not for this, but the point of this is to have an updated list that I would play in a tournament and play it versus opposition, you know? And I think this is close to what I would do. I think there's a lot of graveyard decks now, so I think cards like Leyline and Unlicensed Hearse have come up in value. Like versus Neoform, that's actually a matchup where Leyline is very, very, very good versus them. I could also even see siding in the Leyline versus Magma Opus, but we'll see about that. I'm not particularly sure yet, to be quite fair. Right, yeah, this is kind of what I think I would want to do currently. What's up, Demoika Ahoy Hoy? Butchered that, but execution was technically there. Right. Gonna get the missing cards in. I'm gonna... Well, I'm not sure if he's online or not yet. I guess I can... I told him 5, but obviously it's a little bit earlier. So I'm gonna be planning to do a bunch of these before DreamHack Dallas, like directed playtesting sessions on the stream. I don't think I'm really gonna work with like a small group. Really, it hasn't really gone that well for the last few times. Like, part of it has been on me, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess depends on the group of people, you know. But it didn't really work well for me for Atlanta or San Diego. I do like Rakdos. I think it's one of the decks that it's pretty much always going to be reasonable in Pioneer. Although, like, maybe it's not insane, but it's at least reasonable, you know? Am I fixed on playing Rakdos? No. This is specifically, he requested I play Rakdos versus him playing Creativity. A CCR Grindcast asked me to. And I think I have a lot of experience with Rakdos, so I think it's a good way for him to learn something, maybe for me to learn something. I've never really played against the Gearhulk version, especially not recently. Like, I know it was a thing off and on, but I haven't played against it in a while, you know. Dedicated testing, yeah. What's up, Bobby? For the RC, no. I am definitely not locked in yet. There's still a month plus for that. Ken Casey, 1983, yes, I am qualified for Dallas. I will, in fact, be going to... I'm actually going to play the sealed PTQs at Minneapolis soon. I guess that's like in 1.5 weeks by this point, which is kind of insane to think about. Really crazy to think about. Okay, where did I put this deck? I need to delete some decks soon. Too many decks in this list of decks. Doesn't even appear to be very sorted in any sort of real way. Did I save it? Maybe I didn't save it. I saved it. No, I did save it. Alright. He is starting his soon, and I guess I'll give him a call in a second when he's ready. Alright. And then we'll talk about the matchup a little bit first. I believe we are basically playing it for open deck list. We're playing it as Zo's open deck list because that's what the RC is like. Obviously, the RCQs don't operate that way, so that's a little bit out there. God damn, where is this deck? I'm really going nuts. Maybe I should switch to Mox Field too. I mean, Carver Life is kind of... Alright, well, I got the deck first. I'm trying to get the deck live, but I'm having issues finding the actual deck I named. You know what? You know what I can do? I can also just midrange. Pro 24th, 23. Save. Alright, let's get the cards real quick. Also, I think I posted a multi-Twitch link so you can watch both sides. I think multi-Twitch is a kind of a nice way to watch these things, honestly. Right. I should cut it for another Bankbuster. I barely wanted to play 2 Bankbuster as it was. And, like, I think I will likely cut the 3rd Bankbuster from my sideboard. It's just a lot of matchups you really want to 2-drop, and Misery Shadow is, like, the next best one. Obviously, versus green, it matters like a reasonable amount. I like having the first Misery Shadow, I guess is the best way of putting it. Can someone let me know if the deck list updated real quick? So I'm going to turn this off for a second. I'm going to give him a call real quick.
Hey, Jarvis.
Yo, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, one sec. All right, so yeah, it's a Monday. I was working earlier, and I guess you were working as well. Although apparently you went to the gym before this. I'm very scared now.
Well, it's my backyard gym, so it only took so much effort.
Oh, that's fair. But I'm still terrified. I'm intimidated now.
Right. Well, I mean, I might be like really tired out from the gym, so it
Mm,
cuts both ways, right?
yeah, I guess so. Anyways, so yeah, you approached me while playing some directed testing, and I haven't played against this version of the deck in a long time. I think like when Pioneer Sword started, people had a version of this deck that looked a lot like this, but then it sort of went out of favor, and now I guess it's just kind of back. I don't really have an
Yeah.
explanation.
So, okay. So my explanation was like, oh, neat. Like Stern Lesson is really good. But now there's the Oaf McNamara version that he just top aided the challenge with this past weekend that runs no Stern lessons in it. So I think it's actually like a combination of a couple of things. It's like number one, like make disappear is pretty big for the deck. Um, just like having that 2 mana counterspell that isn't dead in the late game is like a really, really big deal. And I think it's right to run 4 copies of that.
Hmm.
And then it's just kind of like as Pioneer gets, I don't know if like saying it gets more and more interactive is like the right way of putting it, but it does like go over the top of a lot of boards while also just like it can counter the green creatures and then do something at instant speed, which is, I don't know, it's like a nice combination of things, and you're not quite as invested in the like gotta resolve creativity in order to win games kind of thing, and you also don't ever draw a Xenagos the Reveler, so that's kind of nice, or Xenagos, whatever that Xenagos's name is.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I have a phrase for cards like those. I call them Uno cards because they don't really do anything.
Yeah,
So the less Uno cards you have in your deck, the better your deck generally is.
I agree. And I mean, like, sometimes you get to a point in the game where you draw a magma opus and like making the treasure doesn't do anything for you and
Right.
you're just trying to figure
Hmm.
out a way to like leverage it. So you do have a certain number of cards that like don't come online until a certain point in the game, but like, you're never casting Worm or Xenagos really, so
My actual suspicion is this is probably harder for Rakdos than the other version for a bunch of reasons. I think it's mostly the fact that you can just cast creativity for one and get something out of the deal instead of like flipping coins if you get the thing you want.
right. You also can. So yeah, my understanding, and I haven't played enough of the other creativity deck, but my understanding is like that matchup is not great for the
Hmm.
combo creativity deck. And this one, like you have a lot more options, including like even with a ley line in play, sometimes you just creativity for like 2 or 3 Gearhulks, and they're just 5/6s that don't die to go for the throat, and so like that's fine. And you're just like mostly playing cards that trade 1 for 1 effectively. Um, I don't know. I've got the deck up here on my stream. I don't know what is the right combination of the 3 mana enabler cards,
Right.
because I've played like
Hmm.
every single combination now. There was like, yeah, we're gonna run Fable and Stern Lesson and like a couple Prismari commands, and then it's like,
Hmm.
okay, well we could play Divide by Zero and have all instants and be this flash deck. And now here's the Oath McNamara version that's like, okay, we want to keep running Divide by Zero because it like solves some problems and is helps you against mono green and stuff. But Fable is good, so we still want to play that, and we just cut the Stern Lesson, which is a little weird to me because then you have fewer options that are like good torrential Gearhulk targets when you're not magma opusing. But I do get
Hmm.
that like, you know, Prismari Command's really good at, because like Bank Buster is like very annoying and stuff, and so I still don't know what the like right combination of threes is. Fable is weirdly bad in this deck, but only as bad as like Fable can be. So
Yeah, I mean, I definitely could see that. I think the one thing that sort of interests me is I think this version is actually a lot softer to Necromentia than the other version is, weirdly enough,
yeah,
because it's pretty clear you should just name Torrential Gearhulk in this version.
right. And I don't think you can win if that happens. Like I was playing with my friend Philip, and he did that to me, and I was like, okay, that's a
I
thing that
mean,
needs to get solved.
your route to victory is casting a bunch of 8 mana instants, I think, is my
Yeah,
suspicion, which is kind of a hard sell a lot of the time.
right.
Um, So yeah, I posted my version. It's only a text file because I obviously don't have any results with it, but this is like pretty close to what I played for most of last season. I think I've said this to you before. I think it's just insane that people don't play for Shieldred in Pioneer. And I think like I was basically proven correct in Standard for Esper Legends. I think it's just kind of the same thing in this format. Just play 4 of that card. It's so annoying for so many decks.
Yeah, it's also like the best follow up to Shieldred that gets killed is just like play a second one.
Yeah, no, and also I'm playing 26 lands like Shoot a Dig because I think if you want to play 4 Shieldred, you actually need like one more land. I don't really understand why he didn't play 4 Shieldred, but Shuda has his reasons, which may or may not be correct for anyone but him, is what I would say.
Yeah.
I'm weirdly exposed to your fast creativities. I don't have a lot of shatters in my 75. One thing to note, you brought up Go for the Throat. I don't think people really play that. They just still play Power Word Kill.
I mean, I've seen. I feel like it's a relatively even split from what I've seen.
Okay.
Like, I definitely have seen plenty of power kills, but I've also seen Go for the Throats because, like, Angels exists, I guess, and Atrexa is an angel too.
Yeah, that's why I still play some River Dreadbores. The other thing is, if you don't actually play Dreadbore, I think your Azorius matchup gets a lot worse than it used to be. Because the way they beat you is Teferi 5 only. Like, they don't ever beat you with anything else in that matchup, in my experience.
Yep. Yep. That's how Teferi worked in that standard format too. All their other cards were bad, so if you killed Teferi, even though you like got 2 for 1, it didn't matter.
No, it didn't matter because their deck like didn't really function without the constant card flow of 2 cards per turn. Like,
yeah,
it only worked because Teferi 5 was such like a insanely powerful card. All right. Well, I think what I want to do is, so it makes sense to like alternate play draw for each of the matches, but in the game, like you just play it as though it's a normal match, you know?
Sure. That's fine.
So I am going to go to random.org and decide who gets to play/draw in the first match. Are you excited about this?
Wait, well, we could just use Magic Online to determine that, right?
Oh, yeah, if you trust it. Okay, I was setting up that joke.
Okay, that's fair.
It was the long con. Oh, I already have you friended. The super jerk. You're no ordinary jerk.
No.
All right. Okay. Chat. So I'm gonna deafen the call now, and you know, I'll check back in with you after the first match just to talk a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. We also can play a match or two where we are talking with each other about plays and stuff. I think that both things are like valid. So, but yeah, we can start the first one like with us talking as though we are like streaming a match. But then I kind of also like the matches, even though it's tough because you don't want to give away too much information. But I also like talking to you when we play. So.
Okay. Maybe we'll try that by like the third match because I'm not used to that dynamic yet. But I'm gonna deafen for now, and I'll catch up with you. We should talk the postmortem between matches, anyways. I think, just generally speaking.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'll find you after this match.
Cool.
Right, chat. This is match number 1. I'm not going to have any music on, and he has won the die roll. Whoa! The Sulphur Springs is blackboarded now. That's sick. Also, I have a Thoughtseize, 2 lands, Bloodtithe Harvester, and a Fable with Mirror Breaker, so I can never mulligan versus anyone. Match 1 versus Gearhulk. Creativity. Draw. The Shelfer also thinks it's right. By the way, there's a prediction up. You can bet if you think I will win the first match or if Chris CCR will win the first match. So, get your bets in if you want. Or don't, I suppose. Team events. Alright. So I think like it's a pretty clear curve of Thoughtseize into that. It's a pretty bad draw. Fiery Impulse, Magma Opus, Spectral Hazard, Ottawa Reef. So I think like there's really only 2 cards you can take. The Specfield Hazard doesn't matter, so it's Impulse or Magma Opus. I think I kind of just want to take the Opus, let them Fire Impulse my Harvester, and then Fable Goblin Token goes unchecked. The problem is if you don't take Opus, that's their artifact maker for creativity as well. So, alright. Let's quick things out. I just switched mice so the sounds might be different. Like the clicking sounds might be different. Clicking sounds might be different, you know. Might like misclick at some point because I'm not used to the speed of the mouse. It's all kind of bad. Alright, am I going to channel the Sekenzin in like 3 turns from now? Or would the damage matter more? My suspicion is the damage matters more. But it's kind of a close decision, I think. Alright, Bloodtithe Harvester. I have a Steel Series Prime. It was recommended to me a long time ago by Alex Viverus on Twitter, but I never actually opened the box until today when I realized I should just like set it up. So, you know, that's how it is. Alright, they'd make disappear, so be it. Rats! Oh, even worse for me. This card's like actually pretty good. Like it's a lot better than one might think. Wow, this card's it's a lot less harsh auto than my oh, then I guess it's an upgrade for this stream. I'm not used to like the speed of the scrolling yet or like moving the mouse. But that is good to know. That is a good upgrade. Incidental upgrade. So how many? Okay, so they're trying to, you know. Okay. Gonna lead with Thoughtseize. And play Fable. Alright. What you got? I want to know what you got. Indomitable Creativity, Prismari Command, Teachings of the Archaic. So, I believe I am obligated to take Indomitable Creativity, which sucks. I suppose I could take Prismari Command, but that's like playing with fire. And just take Creativity. I really don't want them to Opus me. That's the problem. How many cards do you get out of this? So if I have 4 more cards, this is Painful Truths for 3. But it's Divination right now. So is it going to be Shatter, make a treasure? Or a Shock, make a treasure, probably? Yeah, makes sense. So if they draw a Creativity, it's bad news for me, obviously. Okay, they Divinationed. I've drawn 2 of my Thoughtseizes in my top 11 cards. That's like kind of lucky. But let's see what happens now. I think I'm going to discard Fatal Push for sure. I think I'm just going to discard these 2 cards. Okay. Seems bad for me. Maybe I should loot with my blood token first. Yeah, I think so. Okay. I'm just checking to see which one I can activate. If they shock this, I'm fine with it. I think missing damage is so much worse. Alright. Get in there! Got a lot of mopey creatures to try to beat down with. They don't kill very quickly. Yo, what's up, my dog? We're playing some Pioneer today. It's a directed testing session of Rakdos Midrange versus Magma Opus Torrential Gearhulk Creativity. Yeah, it has 4 make disappear. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I think they just naturally drew a Gearhulk, which is really problematic. That's the real problem. I think Gearhulk is just like kind of insane versus me. Can't really do much about it. Alright. Do I attack? Guess I attack. Let's see if you have the Gearhulk. Rats. Everything's a disaster. Because you target the Opus. Everything gets tapped. Yeah, I think I'm mostly dead this game. Unfortunately. Okay. They even get to block with this on that. It's like, it's a huge disaster. Alright. Well, I guess I'll exile your Gearhulk and hope you don't draw another Gearhulk. And then just dreadbore that. But I'm left with nothing versus their 3 cards. I'm probably, like, realistically, I can lose to Gearhulk and hardcast Magma Opus by this point, and it's, like, pretty trivial for me to die that way. The problem is, like, I think I'm just going to lose to Gearhulk almost no matter what in that scenario. Like, it's kind of just impossible to avoid, I had to guess. Den of the Bugbear is also a problem, ironically enough. Okay. Gotta kill that. Alright, do I want to keep this Bone Crusher in my hand? I don't want to attack with my Mutavault this turn for sure. But I think rummaging away the Bone Crusher right now is a little bit aggressive. Yeah, that Gearhulk was so brutal. Gearhulk flashing back Magma Opus is really powerful. I think I might have to keep that for that, sadly enough. Okay, take 4. Who's the beatdown? Well, the problem is Den of the Bugbear, mostly. Got punished by not using my red source. Alright, so you go. I mean, I agree they're both mediocre, but I think if it was a loot, I would always loot, but it's a rummage, so you don't always rummage. There's like a significant difference between the two. Final Zero is a pretty brutal card to play against. This is super annoying. Like, trying to block with Mutavault does not work, really. But I bet their hand's just like full of divides and make disappears and shit. Stolen laptop? That's a new one. Right. I think I'm actually going to rummage away the Bloodtithe Harvester. I think I need to keep the Bone Crusher for that, which is kind of problematic, but okay. I guess this is not the end of the world. Your turn. Maybe their hands only lands. I'm basically dead to anything. Whatever this is, I'm dead to it. Alright, I'm literally Dobbs to that. Alright, sucks. Those suck. Bone Crusher's also pretty bad. Duress is fine. The Blank's fine. Pinkbuster's fine. Hearse is fine. These are fine. Shatters are reasonable. What's up, Second Sunrise? I think these are like my next worst cards, honestly. I think I'm just gonna cut them because they're like not very good, honestly. Trespasser is like kind of close if it's good enough or not, but I think it is. It is definitely close though. Thanks for being here. So chat, hope you're all having a good Monday as well. I am down a game in the first match. I think we're going to play like about 5 matches, however long that'll take. Yeah, I guess. Bankbuster is going to have a lot of heavy lifting to do this game. Mango, Habanero Cider? That sounds great. Alright, Duress you. Divide by 0, Creativity, Smurry Command, 2 Gearhulks. Interesting. It's definitely not creativity. It's divide or command. I think it might just be the command. But I do hate the fact that they have 2 Gearhulks in their hand. Alright, so the best way for me to win is if they just don't draw lands. I think. Dash in our dogs. No one plays that card anymore. The under D is not a heavily played Magic card anymore. I think I'm gonna Thoughtseize into Bloodtithe Harvester, hit them for 4 probably. Or so they drew a land, so they have divide. Theoretically. I have to play this land because I need to use all my colored mana. I'll lead with Thoughtseize. Alright. Here's hoping they don't draw a token maker soon, because I'll probably get killed. Underdog really did not come out on top. No. He got power crept out too quickly. Like, it's kind of funny. Like, Transmigrant's better than it in Standard. Misery Shadow's better than it in this format, so it's just kind of a disaster for the card, you know? God, I hate Bank Busters so much. Well, I don't hate it, but I think drawing this many Bank Busters is not great. Speaking of which, I think I'm going to just rummage one of these away and see what I draw. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to hit them first, or try to hit them first. But I'm still going to cast my Mind Rot no matter what. See what they discard. We can draw so many cards. The thing is, like, I don't think drawing cards matters that much as making sure they don't cast a Torrential Gearhulk. Like, killing them matters, and making sure they don't cast Torrential Gearhulk in some variety matters the most. Art in this card is pretty cool. Like, the stuff's just disappearing the... Okay, so Creativity and Gearhulk hit the graveyard. Or the exile, rather. Just gonna keep hitting them until they're dead. I think that's the best course of action. Don't think trying to do anything else really works very well. This way, if I draw another 3, like if I draw basically any 3-power creature, I can just actually kill them next turn. I've played Mind Rot in like Standard Jund, if you believe me. Because like when you cascade into Mind Rot, it's significantly more powerful. Okay. Okay. Game 3 for some amount of marbles, chat. Do I want to change anything? Not particularly. Shark Demon on Meridian. I've played it in like 4-set extended. Well, I didn't really. I guess by that point it was power crept out. But Blightning has definitely been heavily played. I guess Blightning, like killing a Planeswalker and making them discard 2 is pretty important, and it's like a significant difference. Alright, I'm gonna keep. I mean, like, it's not ideal to have 2 Shieldred in your opening hand with this deck, but I do have a Fable and a Duress, so it's like a hard hand to mull. I think this is a make disappear angle. Certainly in my hand is not great for its make disappear. So Seer Step Pathway is just Badlands now, which is kind of gas. Obviously they can kill those Fiery Impulse, but that's fine. By the way, them playing this on red on turn 1 made me feel like that they had Impulse. Even though it's like obviously not a lock, but sort of had that feel about it. Okay. I think I'm gonna play this turn. There's like obviously a chance I get, you know, sent to the Magma Opus on turn 4 Age of the game, but I think I need to like actually rummage 2 of these cards away. Whether I actually play Shieldred next turn is a more interesting question, but we'll see what happens. Well, I'm not even guaranteed to be able to do so, but I think with like 3 draw steps to look for a land, it's pretty likely I'll be able to. I think probably I'll discard these 2, most likely. Because I don't think I'll have time to like Bankbuster a bunch. And I think I would rather have Mind Rot plus Shieldred. Like, clearly discarding both Shieldreds is probably incorrect. I could say I just said clearly and probably incorrect, which is not very logical. C'est la vie. Alright. Are they going to Prismari command this? Kill it, make a treasure, untap, play a land, creativity, the treasure into Gearhulk, casting Prismari command. Kill my blood token and rummage 2 or make a treasure. That would be kind of broken. Certainly this is dying. Yeah. That was like a lock to happen. Alright. This is one thing I don't like about this. It has like 24 lands and like in so many expensive cards. Alright. Here's the plan. Okay. Alright, I'm just playing it. If they have Make to Spear, so be it. It's also brutal. So they're getting this so they can go get a land, because I think hitting a land drop matters a lot. Yo, Xenoone, thanks for the resub.
Jarvis clap.
Let me know if I show up in a chest for you, and thanks for being here. We're playing some directed Pioneer testing, as you can tell. So they drew a land, but obviously drawing another land matters too. Should they have an island? I definitely clicked off what they have. I think I'm gonna blood away my hive. See if I can draw like a Thoughtseize or a Duress. Nope. So I could play Shieldred this turn. Then on their turn, if they have a land, which they do, they Gearhulk, divide by 0 it. So I think I'm just gonna go blank in this turn instead, actually. Alright, we'll open a chest for you after this game, or after this match, which I guess is this game. Fuck, they had to make disappear? I don't like this game anymore. I guess it's not that bad, but it's not great. Gearhulk plus divide by 0 is really good. I mean, maybe really good is a stretch, but it's good. So they have Gearhulk, command, unknown. Right on time. Explain tempo. Exactly. Exactly. I think I'm just gonna say go instead of playing one of my 4s, so I don't get like Gearhulk divided on my 4, and I can threaten to leave up Harvester activation. If they want to Gearhulk here, that's fine. Fuck. Okay. This is actually one of my better draws. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, maybe it's not. It's so close to being good enough. Okay, actually, I think I can get out of this. It's just kind of hard. It basically involves well, I have no removal in my deck really because I sideboard most of it out because I think it's honestly not very good. I guess I have like a power word kill to draw to at some point. So yeah, they're doing this now, which makes sense. They're gonna Opus. Let's see what it does. We're gonna deal 4 here. And tap these down. I guess, is there a reason not for them to do it on my upkeep, which would tap down some of my lands? I don't know. It's kind of weird. So they draw 2 cards. It's just so much. So much. Yep, text. I think I'm priced into doing this now, actually. The reason I'm priced into doing it now is I don't think making a Bloodtithe Harvester does very much. And also I think I don't want them to like draw land and be like, I could float, but what if they just draw land, make disappear? It's such a disaster. I think I would just prefer to make them discard a card and hope it works out. Discard Fable, that's not a good sign. If they're discarding Fable, that means their hand's probably pretty good. Okay. Let's hope Sheoldred somehow wins the game. It's going to be harder. I don't think they have this command anymore. Now, if they have a second Gearhulk, it probably lose. Because they can just Gearhulk divide by 0, get a huge tempo advantage, and I don't really see how you could get out of that. Okay, well, I'll take 4 so this doesn't get Fiery Impulsed. I would like to gain 2 life. I would like to play my spell. I'm going to sandbag the land to discard to Fable next turn because I don't think playing the land out does very much. So, second Gearhulk is bad. Magma Opus is bad for me. And basically there's like infinite bad things for me that could happen here. I do think if they had Magma Opus, they most likely casted Upkeep, tapping down Sheoldred and 3 lands. And dealing 4. Oh no, actually maybe... No, it actually makes sense to sandbag it. Yeah, they can just do this. But does it only tap 2 permanents? Why didn't they tap that? I don't know. Very weird. Okay, so they have 15 damage from their creature plus land. But I'm not dead. I'm just in bad shape. So yeah, I'll take it. This Fable has a lot of heavy lifting to do. A lot of heavy lifting to do. I feel like I'm basically dead. Dead. Dead or Dedge? Alright. He's in the tank. This can't be good for me. Spike Field, eh? Spike Field, Gearhulk for... Well, that's not even lethal. Okay, okay. Alright, that is lethal. That's 5 damage.
Oh, that's true. I did have a Prismari command in the graveyard.
You had so much overkill damage by a burn.
I did. I was just...
You had it all!
I did have it all.
Also,
No,
it doesn't help when I draw Leyline like
shield
turn
grid.
7.
Yeah, drawing Leyline on turn 7 is not ideal for sure.
I think I have to have it because I think just cutting off Gearhulk to be a 5/6 with no text is worth way too much.
No, I think Leyline is really good against me for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, because even if like I don't have an Opus in my graveyard, like Gearhulk on any of the instants is like still really good.
Hmm. Yeah. So interestingly, if that Go Blank hadn't gotten Mig disappeared, I think it's also much better for me. But
yeah,
that's how it is. I actually have a lot more like anti graveyard for you than most Rakdos decks do. I think.
Yeah, between Leylines and Go Blanks.
And one Hearse.
And yeah, and a Hearse too. Hearse is kind of obnoxious and definitely makes me like this like large number of Prismari commands build.
Yeah, so I don't know. Game 1, like I didn't feel like I could really kill you before you cast Torrential Gearhulk, so I kind of got killed. I actually think after having played that, just like the 3 games so far, it seems like you're actually a lot better set up versus Rakdos in general with that deck.
I think particularly game 1 is just like really quite good for this deck.
Divide is such a beating. Like you just you get so much mana advantage. Well, maybe not mana advantage, but you get enough time, and Divination's actively good. You know, Environmental Sciences is fine, and if Mascot Exhibition's ever put in the stack, it doesn't seem like it can actually kill you, you know?
So, funny thing about Mascot Exhibition game 1 is I think that a lot of times what happens is you, like, get it, and then it's like, oh, well, this, like, Fatal Push and this Bone Crusher Giant in my hand that weren't doing anything now get cast. So,
sure.
You know, but yeah, I do think that probably the lessons are fine. Yeah, game 1 I think is pretty gross just because you don't have the graveyard hate to stop the, you know, stuff from happening to you. But then after that, I think it's much more interesting.
I think game 1 is just like, if I have enough discard spells, which is hard to do, to stop you from getting Gearhulk into play, then I'm probably going to win. But that's like kind of hard when you effectively have 8 Gearhulks.
Yeah. And I think that game 2 is like what you're really hoping for, especially post board. Like when I was playing against Philip, just he had 7 discard spells post board, and that made it feel like pretty bad for me.
I kind of have
maybe not that I was behind, but like every time you have 2 discard spells, the deck stops functioning. I think
I kind of have 8 because of the 2 Go Blanks, but obviously like it's different in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and that's much more like play draw dependent if it like is kind of doing the same thing of cutting me off at the knees.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't we start the second match? I guess we'll just leave the call open. I see what you're saying. Maybe we can just talk.
Yeah, we can give that a shot. If it doesn't seem to be working for you, that is also fine.
No, it's fine. All right. I'm going to get my revenge now.
Yeah,
Especially
that's
since I'll
fine.
be
You're
on
on
the
the
play.
play this time. Yeah.
I think play draw actually matters a bit because it's like weird make disappear shit as well.
That's true. I mostly want to make disappear your 3-drop anyways, but
Right. But no, like maybe I like get my Blood Tithe Harvester in
right.
before.
Or you're yeah. Or just like Bank Buster just like is weirdly on board and I can't deal with it.
This is like reluctant keep.
This is kind of also reluctant.
Let's be real, you're never mulliganing versus Rakdos if you could justify in your head ever keeping.
If I'm making land drops for the first few turns, I'm keeping my hand.
By the way, I told my chat the game where you played turn 1 Pathway in red, I just knew you had an impulse. You should have just played the Otawara, I think.
I probably should have.
That's just an information leak. Like that. Yeah. That. Well, once you did that, I'm just like, well, I have no 1-drops in my deck, and you know that. But it's just like a red blaring siren.
I mean, I don't know that like does anything though, because it's just like, yeah, I have Fiery Impulse, but what are you gonna do? Not play a Blood Tithe Harvester?
No, but it's just like information does matter. Like you could have just played Otawara, and then if you play a red Pathway in turn 2, I don't think much of it because it just means you need red, and you have a triple red deck. Wow, this is not. I'm not thrilled about this. You have so many lands. How can I make your deck not work right here?
Draw a second Thoughtseize.
Well, yeah, if I had a second Thoughtseize, both of your Gearhulks would be in the bin already, so you can write that off.
I'm also reading from, the difficulty of this Thoughtseize decision that you don't have a Graveyard Trespasser in your hand either.
Oh yeah, that would make it a lot easier. Alright, I think I have to be an optimist still and just do this.
Sure. I think I just play the Spike Field Hazard here. The nice thing about you Thoughtseizing me is then I don't need to be like cagey about the contents of my hand anymore.
No, unless if you literally drew Make Disappear. If you play Spirebluff Canal on this turn, I would just be like...
Yeah.
All right,
I mean, maybe I am just supposed to bluff it, but...
I don't think so, because there's a real cost for not playing Spike Field Hazard right there.
I agree.
I think bluffing's only worth it if it costs you nothing, really.
I mean, like, the likelihood that you just don't play Fable there is, like, very slim anyways.
Okay, I get sort of paid off even though I don't have a land.
Yeah. I mean, this makes the whole rest of my game very awkward from here.
What are you talking about? You're clearly going to get to 8 lands before I have my third land and cast the fucking Cruel Ultimatum. And... It's just fucking Cruel Ultimatum. It's a more gentrified Cruel Ultimatum.
Yeah, it's got a buyout and stuff. Like it's just more chill on like every.
Hey, I want to say 26 lands. # not misplaced Ginger. And this shit still happens sometimes, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, this is really unfortunate. This is not the.
I mean, I think I'm still okay as long as you don't literally. Well, we'll see what happens. Basically, you knew this was like it was 100% that I had this card in my hand.
Yeah,
it's close to 100%. If you shock that in, I would actually lose my mind. Because it's so clear what's happening right there.
All right, so I have a Prismari command here. So my question is whether I make a treasure or loot or ignore the Goblin Shaman and make a treasure and loot, which I think is actually what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a rampant growth to your cruel ultimatum, right?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you could also just make a treasure, kill the goblin, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I could do that, but I think it's better for me to
Hmm.
make a treasure and loot, and then, I don't have an eighth, or I don't have a seventh land in my hand, and so I would ideally
Hmm.
find that and then upkeep this magma opus, which seems pretty murderous.
I hope you find 2 Spire Bluff canals.
I mean, we'll keep things interesting. No, I found a land.
Rats. I remember opening Magma Opus so many times in Limited. It was the most egregious card possible. No one
And
killed you fast. Like, that was the problem.
yeah, that's why Mascot Exhibition was so disgusting, because you had it every game and it was always amazing.
It's kind of funny. I remember Luis had like 2 one of his seal decks, but I'm somehow skeptical the second one even adds as much as the first one.
Yeah, it definitely does not. The first one is where it's at.
God. Some real Mistbind quick vibes right here. Okay. To be fair, your elemental also has a throat, so I guess it would have worked out equally.
Yes, there's plenty of throats.
All right, these can go away. We don't need those.
Oh no, a Thoughtseize.
Oh, good. You have 1 card and not really a card. I guess you can hit me with your Den of the Bugbear, though.
Mm-hmm.
So you played Mountain instead of River Glide Pathway I knew about?
Oh, I thought you knew about both. You knew about both.
Oh, I did. Somehow I clicked off the mountain. Okay, fair enough. In which case, that's obviously correct. You delayed the decision.
Yes, which is a thing that I like spend a lot more time making sure that I do with pathways than is
I think,
actually
like,
relevant.
it's obviously relevant, but sometimes it's probably not worth the energy you spend thinking about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You
That's right,
fucker.
Jarvis. I'm letting you reuse your Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
Well, that's not what's happening here. Let's be real.
I'm-
What's happening here is I'm trading Stomp for your Divide by Zero and
That's
my Fable. I don't think I can beat Mascot Exhibition on this board. I think it's
no,
like
I think
very
you are right.
difficult.
My land.
So you could have disappeared that sacking your token, right?
I could have. I don't think that is like. I don't know if that is good. Yeah,
don't know.
I guess.
Like, it's clearly face up in your hand.
All
From my
right.
perspective. Oh, what is going on? You are... Okay. Well, I think my best play is...
Yeah, I mean, I
this.
guess that giant is. Okay.
Camille, I have 6 lands, so I can play both my 3 drops.
Yes. What's better? What's worse for me, a 4/3 or a Liliana?
The answer is it depends on your hand a lot, but I know you have only one unknown card.
I'll just do this, I guess. Same targets. The amount of clicks for casualtying a make disappear is
It's
like
because
almost
it's
not
still
worth
bugged,
it.
right? Like, it's like... Oh no, that's Spell Pierce or whatever.
The where you have to like click no multiple times.
Yeah. But I don't know if you noticed this, the Sulphur Springs I have is now black bordered, even though it's from 7th edition. It's very bizarre.
That is bizarre. I did not notice.
I mean, it looks nicer now, so it's kind of funny, but... Oh, table, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Le Fable?
Le Fable?
Le Fable? Do I have foils disabled? No, I don't have any foils in my deck.
Shieldred right before I want to.
Yeah, funny how that works.
Trade
Funny
in my
how it's
cards.
like I sort of aimed all of those cards to line up like that. It's funny. It's almost like I played 9,000 matches of Grixis Midrange and 9,000 matches of Rakdos. Right, I guess I want to do this. Sorry, the official name of this card is Shefoldred now. Shefoldred.
Because she's cost 4?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Shieldred 5 is 5-head Shieldred. And I'm basically out after that.
All right. What am I? Oh, geez. I fucked up.
Fucked up. Were you
Yeah.
supposed to keep Spikefield Hazard?
Yeah, but I think it's okay.
Yeah, I know exactly what you have in hand after you made that comment. But I also thought there was a good chance you drew one anyways. Although, if it's creativity, I'm literally dead, so...
It's creativity.
Wow, I'm dead again. Yeah, Prismari Command Opus Spikefield Hazard. That's a lot of damage to my dome.
Yes.
So far, the games have made this deck look very good so far.
I think it is very good.
What's OG Shieldred called?
Oh, wait, yeah, you Thoughtseize multiple of my
Wait,
Gearhulks.
do you not have enough left?
I guess not. I thought...
Oh, yeah, you're
That's
down.
right, I do
well,
only have the
this
one.
is probably still
this
good
is still
enough.
pretty good.
You did kill my Shieldred.
You're right. That was intentional.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah, if you had one Gearhulk left in your deck instead of not, then this would be a lot easier.
Or if I had kept this Spikefield Hazard, yeah. So I definitely screwed that up.
Oh yeah, keeping the hazard looks a lot better now.
It does. So if I take out the Bone Crusher Giant, go to 8. But I need to block with my Gearhulk. It's gonna for you.
The random misery shadow that I refuse to cut.
Yeah, so not counting my Gearhulks in, then that
Yeah,
was
it's just like
definitely
corner case
not
shit
great.
that
I
happens with
mean,
combo.
but it's something that I need to keep in mind to like,
Mhm.
you know.
I mean, I think I'm probably still going to lose if I had to guess. But not allowed to attack. Attacking gets me
Yes.
killed. Man, this is an Indomitable Creativity card, huh?
I can't quite finish you off yet.
Well, you know what happens if you untap with that Fable when I have nothing?
Yes, I am quite aware of what happens when I untap with this Fable and you have nothing.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I guess you have to block this Misery Shadow. That's nice. What do you think I drew? If I'm letting my creature die.
If you're letting your creature die, I guess this is just a fatal push. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
It's better than being dead. Also, you are forced to block given 8+2.
Yeah. But what I'm gonna do here is make disappear this.
Oh no. Oh no. Second make disappear so I die?
And I'm gonna make disappear it again.
Boo. I knew it was happening. Alright.
So my sideboarding, I want to bring in these 2 Shark Typhoons and these 2 Behold the Multiverse. And then I'm just not confident at all in what to take out. Like I took out the Volcanic Spites just because they are like kind of clunky and you know aren't that good versus like a lot of your draws, I feel like. And I can trim like it's possible that I can trim like a creativity if because like getting them stuck in my hand and you have like taken my 3s is really really bad, but also creativity if I get to do it for 2 or whatever is crazy, like regardless of what disruption you've done. I can trim an Opus because getting that stuck in my hand is really bad too. I don't know if you have thoughts on what I should take out.
It's really hard to figure out, I think.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with taking out the Spites and an Opus.
It's also like unclear how many Doomblades I want in my deck. Because they're sometimes okay, but I think they're mostly not very good.
Yeah. They just kind of like
The
make the
problem
game last longer as you like slowly die to
exactly
the cards I drew.
the problem I have with them is I think they're just like they're only good in a very specific subset of games, but if I don't have any to keep you honest, it's kind of easy to like get killed by a creature land.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know the right answer right now. Okay. That one.
Not that one.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, only 2 Pathway in my deck. Thank you very much. Well,
But
I
it's-
mean, like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Pathway sucks with Mutavault because it's like you don't actually get enough colored mana. Rats.
Oh, but now you know your 3-drop is resolving. Ah, it's the good one too.
Yeah, Graveyard Trespassers trained Armada on this board. I guess I drain you for one, because I don't have Crooks on my deck, so it's always correct to like exile shift from my graveyard.
Yes. I think I just do this. Hmm.
Wait. Okay, I lied. There are more pathways in my deck.
Well, don't lie to me again. Although I do have your list, so I wasn't relying on that information for anything. Oh no, my graveyard.
Oh no, Mind Rot. What about Mind Rot?
At this point, it's you know, Munrod is like pretty obnoxious.
Yeah, Blightning you? Blightning you? Well, I guess the damage would actually matter too, but no Blightnings over here.
I know, going from 0 cards in graveyard to 0 cards in graveyard back now, that's...
Look at all this deck velocity I have. Rummaging away my Lance, blood tokens. Alright. Let's take a gander before you cast this 6-mana 5/6 flash. I think this is like something that people don't realize. You should actually like time your spells.
Oh yeah, especially the 1-mana discard spells that you can fit in.
Yeah. Also, I don't have shit going on. Alright, you shocked me, I guess. Like 6-mana
Wow.
5/6 flash is a real card in this board state, which is
Yes, I know.
kind of irritating, I guess.
Grey Ogre, also a real card.
Do you draw it? Or do you draw
Yeah.
Shark Typhoon? Alright, well I do have Doomblade.
No, my 5/6 flash.
This is the scenario where it doesn't feel bad to do this.
I also have Fatcaster Mage in my chat right now, which I appreciate because that is what a Torrential Gearhulk is.
It's just it's the big version of Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
Ooh, a Mutavault. Don't mind if I draw a creature land.
Ooh.
That like sort of doubles the clock. It's not exactly double because you're at an odd multiple of 2 instead of an even multiple of 2.
Well, it speeds up your clock, like, because I will draw a Fiery Impulse at some point in this game, right? So it's like
No, you're gonna draw 5 lands in a row to make it easy.
Okay, all right. That's... I mean, getting up to 8 lands is like a real, like, scary spot for you, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend you ain't top decking shit. I mean, what else am I gonna do? I only play around things I can afford to play around.
Of course, and you only have 2 2/2s right now, so all you can do is hit me for 4. Don't worry, Fatcaster Mage. This stream is all about Fatcaster action.
Fair enough. This is quite a game.
This is incredible stuff. Ugh. So I can't take. I have to make the worst, ugliest play of all time now. Wait, no, wait, yeah, that does work. I don't know what I'm thinking, but
Oh, I figured out what you're doing.
there we go. There's a 5, 5, 6.
You made basically Hunted Wumpus, except it's worse than Hunted Wumpus. Alright, well, I guess I'm saying go now. You've halted the offense for now.
Humpus Wumpus. Oh my god.
Oh my god, you drew Inspiration? It's better than Inspiration, obviously, but... I might be dead soon. You topped both? That's a really bad sign.
Well, it was 2 spells.
Do not want.
I could still, like, even with those top, like, I think I had to top those, but it's still, yeah. 4 mana up, huh?
5 mana up, huh?
Well, the 5th one isn't very relevant to this question.
It's a baby shark.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably just priced into doing that. Like, if you don't do it,
then I can never cycle it. Yeah.
Well, then you're doing the thing Twitch chat wants, which is tapping 6 lands.
Yeah, I think that just kills me if I do that.
I agree, but you know, there's a reason every Twitch chat has like Hardcast Shark as a command. Boo overpowered. Tail as well as the game. I don't think Boo is overpowered in this game specifically. It's looking a lot like my Shieldred's gonna kill you.
It looks a lot like that, yeah. I think that's super likely.
You hit your fire impulses only do 2 damage now. So you don't even
not
have the
great.
buyout of like double impulse killing it. No, no, you don't. I know what my cards do.
Yeah.
So many people are like, so it's a creature. I'm like, you just made a tapped hive of the Eye Tyrant. It's a lot easier to parse with Mutavault, though.
It is.
A Creative Outburst is not in your deck? No. It's not a Strixhaven draft deck. I loved those cards so much, though. All of the expensive Izzet cards in that format. Sorry, Prismari cards.
I like Prismari Command the most out of all of the Prismari. Well, I mean, I guess I love Magma Opus.
No, everyone who wanted to win a draft loved Prismari or Magma Opus the most. Like, let's not be clear. Let's be clear.
No, this kills me, doesn't it?
I mean, it doesn't kill you, but it doesn't seem like you can really win if I like put this into play.
I agree. There's too many problems over there.
I feel like Ward discard a card is like such an obscene line of text.
All right, I can't win this game. I have Divide by 0 in my hand, but it really doesn't matter.
All right. Game 3 for some amount of marbles. Oh, Mystic Mastery and the bonus sheet. I do remember that. That was really fun. My hand's borderline.
My hand has a clear failure point in it, but not mulliganing.
I can actually do better. This hand is better, actually. My first hand was 5 lands, K command, Liliana. I'm just like...
Yeah, that's never going to beat me.
Well, I think that it actually beats you in non-zero amount of time, but then I like thought about it, and I'm like, the answer is probably like 15% of the time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It beats me a negligible enough amount of the time that your 6-card hands are just way better.
This is the issue I have with your deck, and I think you are probably short a land when I looked at the deck list.
That's very possible.
Like, the thing is, like, the other deck has, like, 4 impulses. I wonder if there's a way to just put impulse in your deck.
I don't think that that's good.
Okay.
I think there just ends up being too much wheel spinning, because anytime you, like, Prismari command into impulse, you're just like, well, fuck. Like, I just get to time walk myself then.
Quandrix with the 7 mana Prismari spells every draft. That doesn't... Oh, actually, that does sound like something I also did, but I'm not even sure that's how you actually wanted to play that format. All right. I'm ready to let you double Stone Rain me for a bit. Because you ain't going anywhere. I guess you might be going somewhere. You're probably going to discard Magma Opus Town, yeah.
Yeah, because I need to... Okay, alright, well, then we can just play this and chill.
Boo! You're getting booed right here.
I'm sorry.
You ain't sorry, but that's also okay. Also, I need to fix my deck after this match because it's not actually what I said it was.
A Thoughtseize. Alright.
That one. You can keep all of your reactive cards.
Okay. Yeah, we're missing a land drop. That's just happening. Yeah.
This looks like a pretty good bank buster.
I think it is.
Sort of. It's gonna, like, eat your shatter, but that's fine.
Right.
That's a good exchange for me.
Yeah, I mean, that is pretty obnoxious. I didn't, like, really want to shatter here.
No, but... Ooh, Magma Opus was discarded. You hate to see that. Well, there was not a 4-mana spell put in the stack, which almost kills me on the spot.
I already have a Magma Opus in my graveyard anyways. Unlicensed Hearse. Oh no! And I've already used my Prismari command.
Do you draw another Prismari command?
Wait, so you passing here is pretty dangerous, right?
For you?
For you. Because then if I just play a land, then I can respond to your activation by Magma Opusing with a Gearhulk.
I can just not tap my hearse.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my plan. I'm not attacking this hearse. Like,
all right, that's fair.
growing this hearse doesn't actually do anything in the grand scheme of things.
That is true.
I mean, I understand what you're saying is, but you also you're not mandated to tap your things.
No, of course.
However, I am mandated to cast Shieldred whenever I can. Around your make disappear.
Yeah, these exchanges are not the best for me.
You know what's a really good thing about being flooded and knowing your opponent has 2 make disappear?
You just get
you just wait,
not
because
play
like it
spells.
like
yeah, it turns off.
Oh, I guess there I should have actually exiled your thing when you were tapped out. Oh well. No big deal. I would like actually describe the opposing deck as closer to Scape Shift more than anything else. Like blue Scape Shift. Which is like maybe a weird way of putting it, but I kind of think you just don't have anything, honestly, but there's no reason to tap this fucking hearse ever. Because, like, it's just such a disaster. Okay, that makes sense. I guess now I do this, because there's no reason not to.
Yeah, I can't stop it from...
And then you go make a bunch of idiots. I guess you could theoretically get divination, but that seems worse than making, like, 10 power or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think it's like pretty close, but I do think probably Mascot Exhibition is better here.
Alright, my best draw, as usual, is Shieldred.
Yep.
So I'm gonna beat the drum about that forever.
It's always good to have access to a shield.
It's just I went back and I look at the list and it's just like I literally posted on Twitter. People are like, "Yeah, you're probably right." Then like 2 weeks later, they just went back to doing their thing. And it's like I don't understand. It's like it's illogical to me, is how I would put it. Right. So this game has gotten very hard for me. I think it's sadly doing this. That is very sad. Rashford Bomb would be really good versus you right now. I've actually been thinking about Ration Bomb off and on, but I think it's just not good enough. Or I guess Filigree Silex, but it's the same card. One black Diabolic Edict is not amazing on this board.
No, it's not the best.
Yep. Alright, we don't need you. You can definitely leave the game.
It's past time for Leyline of the Void.
Oh god, you have Fable?
I do have Fable.
It's not great for me. Well, the Queen's here.
Oh no, that's not great for me.
Oh, I'm gonna tap. I think I want to do this. And this.
That's, yeah. I mean, I knew you had that, but that does feel like a lot of things. I will lose 2 life.
Not the best spikefoot hazard board.
No, I mean, ugh.
It's a lot of damage, but I don't think I really need this pilot.
Probably not.
Definitely not blocking with my
Who's
enchantment.
Who's gonna drive your Reckoner Bankbuster though?
I did not want to play the other card in my hand, Goon the Spoon. I think that does not end well.
I wonder if I can ever draw an Indomitable Creativity.
No, I would. No, that's ridiculous. Why would you be allowed to do that?
Well, I just like think that like being 20 cards in, I should get rewarded with one at some point. That's all.
I guess let's see what's in your hand. I don't think you have anything good. It's like very
You
unlikely. Yeah,
you
it was
are
basically
correct.
impossible, I think. Like I was pretty sure you're bluffing, but the fail, like I'm actually not allowed to call even if I think you're bluffing. I think, which is
Yeah, I mean
kind of
the
obnoxious.
fact that it just could be Magma Opus, and then I am guaranteed to cast it next turn is like so bad for you. I mean, I guess Magma Opus isn't even that good here, but like the likelihood that you convert that duress on a later turn is
Yeah, I don't see what duress is doing. Like I don't think it does jack shit.
well, it is very difficult to race Shieldred.
That's why I like attacking with all my mutables that turn. Just like every 2 damage is worth a turn.
I know. It's very good.
If I draw a good card next turn, it doesn't matter that I've wasted a duress, I think. Like I think just discarding is much better. Or like just making sure. Does crewing there do anything differently? I thought about it. I think it's not great to do that, honestly. No, I mean I could have crewed with like a Mutavault and the token to attack with Bankbuster, but I don't think it really does anything now. Alright, these can go. Ooh. Those are good ones.
Oh no. I don't think I can beat good ones.
I don't think you can really... Oh wait, you have a fucking... Oh no, I can do the thing I described. That's right. There's a roundabout way to attack with my Bankbuster. You drew Gearhulk. Oh, surprisingly good here, I think.
Oops, that's not right.
Seems like the opposite of the block you want.
Yes, that is the opposite of the block that I want. Well, that is horrifying.
Yeah, you gotta keep the 1K command near 75 because it's actually like it's hard to clog if you have one, but it's so insanely broken when it's good.
Yeah. I don't think it was right for me to play around Stomp or K command there with my blocks.
Well, I'll give you a hint. What do you think the likelihood is I have Bone Crusher Giant on my deck post board?
I mean, yeah, sure. Exactly.
And I think most competent people we Rakdos just know it's not good versus a deck like this. It doesn't really do anything.
Okay, I have drawn Steam Vents. I am defeated.
Alright. How about we take a few minutes for a restroom break?
Yeah.
Because I need to also run an ad so people don't get ads in the middle of the matches.
Sure.
Because that's how it works. Though I am opening one chest for a loyal sub. How do you feel with the card Hex?
I think it's a beautiful design.
I agree.
Obviously, like the fact that it is 6 words is amazing. It's just a great concept for a card.
Another card I opened was Surge Spanner from Lorwyn.
Yeah, I remember Surge Spanner.
It was broken with Springleaf Drum and didn't really do much other. Well, it was good with Drowner of Secrets. That's right.
Yeah, I mean there were a bunch of ways to tap your creatures in that limited format.
All right. Before I actually go to the bathroom, how do you feel about the Elder Spell?
I think that it is cool because it like inspires you to a dream of like, oh yeah, I can ultimate my Planeswalker, but you know, I don't think it's like an incredible.
That actually happened to me in a Grand Prix, but that's because everyone's playing like Soul type Planeswalkers, if you remember, with the Hydroid Crisis and the Explorer.
I think it was a good inclusion in War of the Spark, the set with a billion
Planeswalkers. So. It's a good safety valve, is how I would put it.
Exactly.
All right. I'm going to take 3 minutes. I'll be right back. We can discuss that match real quick after that. So
yeah, sounds good. Chat, I will be right back as well. Oh yeah, everything's fine. I'll just use the bathroom real quick. All right, y'all, I'm back. So how about those matches? How are we feeling? I honestly, we lost that match. I feel like we got a little reasonably unlucky there to just like, we had a whole set of turns where just drawing creativity would have been lethal on the spot, and we just kind of never hit it. So that makes me feel fine about how like that matchup plays out. Um, when we're not playing against Necromentia, in addition to all of the other stuff, then we have a lot more play as the game goes along. Yeah, I mean, we just missed completely for a bunch of turns, but it really was like, even on the very last turn, if we hit creativity, then that would have done something. Because creativity always takes Shieldred off of the table and then opens up all worlds of possibility. But yeah, kind of just like anything for a while would have been good.
I'm letting the ad run out for like 20 seconds.
Oh, you're good. I didn't even know if you were there. I was just checking in with my chat, making sure everybody's doing good. Does Cardboard Live let me? So I think that you can't do it in like coverage mode unless you have like a coverage
No,
account.
you can't.
Yeah.
Also, they kind of stopped working on it after all of their contracts like expired. Also, I got a raid from one Tandy. Great to have you all from Tandy's stream. We're doing some directed playtesting because a friend of mine was interested in. It's not your father's Izzet creativity deck. It's the Gearhulk version, and
It's
he wanted to know what happens versus
creativity
Rakdos.
deck. It's like the ancient version of the creativity
Yeah,
deck
but
walking
it's
among us
back,
again.
and I mean, it had a good run in the tournament, so
yeah.
I'm actually gonna look at what happened to him in top 8. He lost to J Maw. What was J Maw playing? J Maw was playing Lotus Field. That does not seem ideal, no.
No, it's really not.
This is the version. Okay, it has the easy mode acquisition, which I mean, like, I don't feel strongly about how Lotus Field should be built because I don't know enough about the deck. I will say the games with Peer into the Abyss where like something goes slightly wrong so you can't kill your opponent seems to me personally to be too much of a fail case, but
yeah, I haven't really seen that happen, but
well,
I can.
Here's the ways it can happen as far as I can tell. Go Sage you on your Omniscience, kill spell for your Leer, or too many of your Belegate recoveries get like extracted.
Right.
Which I think is like enough to make me not want to do it because it's just like adding a level of complexity to the deck that feels like it's kind of unnecessary to add.
I can see that. I like my only position on it is like most of the people I know who are good at creativity are on Peer, and so I just kind of defer to them.
Oh, sure. Okay, I mean that's reasonable.
Not creativity, but Lotus Field.
Yeah. Anyways, we are 1-1. I believe the game count is also 50%, which is kind of funny. It's all symmetrical.
Yeah, all tied up.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to do. What lands am I not supposed to be playing that should have had? Because I had these 4 Blight Steps, and there's not supposed to be 4 Blight Steps. 2 Hive, 1 Den. Oh, 1 is Mountain. The fuck is the other land? Trying to fix this on the fly is not always that easy.
So I don't think I actually need to add a land to this one. I think 24 lands plus 2 Spikefield Hazards is probably right.
Oh, given that, were there 2 Spikefields?
Yeah. And given that once you hit 3, then you're like good for a while.
10. I'm just down on land and I can't figure out what it is. Plate stuff. Oh, I figured it out. I don't have any Blackcleave Cliffs in my deck and I was supposed to have 4. That's what happened. I don't know how
you just have like a bunch of pathways and other things in there instead?
Yeah, that's what happened. I actually
It's
know
funny,
what happened was
as
I
you have
wasn't
Mutavaults, so it's not just an old mana base or something like
right.
that.
Well, no, what happened was I was like, I actually know what happened in my brain. At one point, I was like, do I actually want to play with Blackleaf Cliffs and Mutavault? Then I decided that Mutavault was definitely good. Then I changed my IRL deck to have Blackleaf Cliffs, but not the MTGO one. So like it was like a bunch of weird things going. Oh, also Sulfur Spring sucks. That's what else was going on in my head. Now I remember for sure.
I do think pathways like clearly get a lot worse once you have Mutavaults in the deck.
Yeah, the problem is, and I tried to explain this to people, is if you draw Mutavault plus Pathway as your only two lands, you have a serious issue with colored sources. Like you need to draw like two more lands after that to be able to cast your spells.
Yes.
Which is not where I want to be in a game of Magic, generally speaking. Right. I need to get what I need to get. Scars of Mirrodin, Blackleaf Cliffs. I'm very particular because when I look at something that doesn't match what I actually own, I just get confused. Wow, Blackleaf Cliffs are so cheap. It's very weird. They're so cheap for how heavily they're played is the actually thing I mean.
Yeah, I think there's just a ton of them.
Do I get confused when MTGO cards aren't in Chinese? No, because I own plenty of English cards. Do you remember when like the fast ones were worth like a bunch on MTGO because they hadn't been printed in so long?
Yeah, I do.
That was kind of crazy, yeah.
And they were like heavily played in Modern for a period of time and stuff.
Right. What's the other? Oh, nothing. All right. The bot's being slow, but what else do you want to talk about? You've been drafting Mother of Machines? March of Machines?
I have been drafting. I have not been doing it on stream because I'm trying to keep the concept of the stream pretty focused, but during my like free play gaming time and also during times when I probably should be doing other things, I have been drafting a bunch. It's a fun set.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there are issues, but I think the issues mostly revolve around the fact that there are a lot of really powerful cards in the set at the rarity of rare and higher.
And there's a lot of really powerful cards at the rarity of rare specifically. Like I feel like the rares are stronger than the mythics. Which like definitely there are some games that are like, well, we cast spells and then my opponent cast a Glissa and literally nothing I did mattered at all. But there are also games where like you bash your rares into their rares and it's really, really sweet and feels like QB and stuff. So, and then I think that you just have to kind of draft with the fact that your opponent is going to have two good rares in mind. And so, you can't just play the no removal tempo deck because you're probably going to get crushed by something. And so you need to fit some of the convoke, like put a creature on the top or bottom of their library spell and stuff. And like there just is so much nonsense.
There's actually another solution to this, which is if you draft a low curve 2-color deck, it actually works a lot more than people think.
I think you're mostly supposed to be 2 colors in this format. I think splashing is for special cases, and you should be pretty aggressive most of the time.
Agreed. All right. Oh, I accidentally clicked on a draft league. I'm not doing that right now. I have been winning a bit. I'll put it this way. My limited on MTGO is 1930 and my constructed is 1729.
1930 is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, I had a good run in one of the cubes as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're here now. All right. I got the deck updated now, so I'm ready to challenge you.
All right.
And you should be on the playtest match.
Yes.
No. I almost clicked yes, because it's just like so hard not to.
Oh, this is a... I mean, I'm not mulliganing, but... Alright. Mutavault go, I guess.
That doesn't seem very good. This is like technically better, but not bio. Oh, wait, maybe I should put that one. I just ship this land deck. Right.
I'm pretty confident that this Mutavault is not supposed to be in the deck, and it's in like every list that I've seen, regardless of what other cards are in the deck. Everybody puts the Mutavault in there, and I think probably there's just not supposed to be one in there.
It's funny because I think it was the last minute discussion between Gab and their team whether to play like Mutavault or not, and I also don't have an answer for you.
I can kind of see it. Like in the combo version, I'm like more in favor of it because like you got to do X equals 2 to win the game, and like the Mutavault helps get you there, and that's just like way less important in this deck. And you know, you need red and blue mana, and
Always right.
There we go. I'm a mono red deck, Jarvis. I also can't discard this Magma Opus. Yep.
All right, I'll let you cast your thing on my 2/2.
I need to so badly. Thank you,
I
Jarvis.
know. I would prefer you didn't, but you're going to.
Oh my god, I drew the funniest land.
Was it Spikefield Hazard?
I guess that would be funnier, but this one's pretty funny too.
True. All right, deck. Give me Shieldred. That's not Shieldred.
You still have 2 shots at it? Don't give up now. Oh man, but I need that for treasures.
That's like a hard ask versus Rakdos in game 1.
Yes, it really
in
is.
game 1, it's hard. In game 2, it's actually probably more reliable.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I don't, you know, why Fable has really underperformed in this deck, is just like it's the only target for Stomp and Fatal Push, and so then that just happens. Oh my god. How?
Where are your dual lands?
I chose so wrong with this pathway. How did this happen?
Well, if you didn't choose that, you wouldn't get to play.
I probably wouldn't have any lands, yeah.
Yeah.
I can cast Creativity now, though.
That's some real Blood Moon creativity vibes right there from Modern.
Yeah, it really is.
Wow. Well, I'm going to take one of your cards because it's a piece of cardboard, but they also don't matter.
No, they're not great.
This is all I got.
All right, well.
If this doesn't kill you, I'm up shit's creek. I played against Mono Red Creativity in RCQ. They had the Elder Dragon War in their deck, which I thought was pretty cool.
That is pretty neat.
Unfortunately, their deck still didn't beat Rakdos, so...
think I'll get rid of that.
Whoa, you drew a blue source on like turn 20?
I got there. 15 cards in, and I got there.
I might lose now, actually, which would be kind of disappointing, but... Oh, that's so sickening. Jesus. That's like... That feels like Repulse your Plimton copy
It
right
really
there.
is. What the fuck do I take? I guess... I have another blue land in my hand, or it just would be environmental sciences. Teachings doesn't do anything. Mascot exhibition is a long way off, but maybe just enough to beat you.
I think my Fable is more valuable than your Mutavault, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
This would have been the best game for me to draw Liliana the Veil.
Well, I finally... Wow, we made the Mutavault relevant this game?
Oh, Jesus. That's actually... Actually, I knew about the second divide, didn't I?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that. That was really bad, actually, I think. Yeah. Because now I'm... Okay, I'm just actually fucked.
Yeah, you can't beat this.
That ended poorly. It was so promising when you didn't
It
have
was.
any colored mana.
that was pretty rough. And keep sideboarding the same way because I don't have any other ideas. But chat, if you have any ideas for better sideboard plans than this. Yeah, so I don't really think of this deck as a creativity deck. I'm back no, I like, you know, it's a Gearhulk deck, and then every time I actually draw a creativity, I'm like actively surprised by like the fact that my deck can do that.
Hmm.
Wait, that was the wrong land. I just clicked the wrong land.
That's pretty costly, actually, yeah.
It's not good.
Yo, thanks, Todd. Hope you have a good one as well.
Oh my god. That's really not ideal. No way, I definitely think this deck is better than Atraxa Creativity. I don't think Atraxa Creativity is like a reasonable deck. But whether or not it's better than the combo version, like I don't think it's like clearly and obviously better, but I certainly prefer playing it. And I do think that like it has a lot going for it in just like you generally have castable spells and stuff. Oh man, I really screwed this up by clicking the wrong land.
That's how it be. Uh-oh. No, don't kill that. Boo.
think the Grease Fang matchup is really good because you're like all instance and removal, and you have a bunch of Prismari commands too, potentially, if you want it. That like it's just really hard to hit you with a Parhelion. Like all of your cards stop that from happening. The blue-white matchup is probably bad, I guess. I
It's
don't know.
probably better for this version than it is for the other version, if I had to guess.
It's yeah, I'm sure it's better for this version, but I think it's still like probably rough. Just like the density of Dovin's vetoes is like disgusting.
I mean, you can test them with Gearhulk, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean Gearhulk is surprisingly good, although if they have a bunch of mystical disputes, it gets obviously a lot worse. I played a version of this deck when iteration was legal, and when that was the case, I was very happy to play against any blue deck.
You won't do it. Fuck. All right.
So I think if you animate your Bankbuster, I don't kill it there.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I should think what's going to happen is you're going to tap my lands during my upkeep, so it's better to have Bankbuster so I can just spend 2 mana to draw a card.
Right, but I think you're going to have the like I can't afford to kill your Bankbuster there because I have to stop Shieldred from happening this turn. So
That's
I
fair.
think
don't
that
know.
maybe you can afford to block. I guess there's probably a set of cards in my hand here that
Well, I know your hand. It's make disappear 2 Gearhulks.
well, I discarded one Gearhulk.
Oh, right.
But you do know
Yeah.
that it's make disappear. You know you're getting Gearhulk, but
Yeah. Oh, whoops. I was supposed
that's
to...
okay. I'll tap those lands. We'll do it.
Well, I mean, there's literally nothing else to tap, right?
Right, but I mean,
Oh,
like,
no, it's only tap 2, right.
right. So I'm just saying I will not
Okay,
tap
sure.
your untapped lands. We'll pretend that this is.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no way. I'm playing an RCQ this weekend, and I'm just gonna play this deck. I think that. I mean, I have the most reps with it right now, and I do think that people are going to not play very well against it at the RCQ level.
That's bad. So we'll see how bad it is.
Yeah, so no way. There's like 4 3 drops that you can run in this deck. You can run Stern Lesson, Prismari Command, Fable, and what is the other card that I have? The lesson. And like they're all good, and it is impossible to know which one you're supposed to be doing or not doing at any given time. So this is the oaf list from the top 8 of the challenge. He was not running any stern lesson, which, you know, Prismari command is really useful because shattering bank busters and stuff is very important. And you know, the treasure is nice because it actually helps you hard cast the magma opus, where stern lesson doesn't do that. Mm. Really? So let's do this.
Son of a bitch.
Sorry, my train of thought gets completely. It's very difficult for me to answer a chat question and then also think about the game that I'm playing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not to say chat don't ask questions. That's not what I mean at all. Oh my goodness. It's just too many options.
If you have too many options, that mostly means I'm like 9,000% dead.
Yes, it does.
Right. Boo earns, you skunked me that much. I mean, I did have 2 Shieldreds in my hand rotting that entire game, which was kind of problematic.
When the magma opus gets turboed out and then it happens like before Shieldred comes down, it's like very difficult to find a spot for it.
I mean, I'm probably just going to lose to like 9,000 repulses by that point and die.
Right. Yeah, you like can't invest 4 mana at that point. Yeah, no way. The thing is, though, you have to cast a 3-drop for the deck to function. Like those cards are the absolute core of the deck. So like, yes, you can possibly get overloaded but with them, but at least like they all loot each other away. So if you have drawn too many, then you're okay. Anytime you like don't resolve one of your 3-drops, like none of your cards do anything. So it's tough to cut down beyond like the 11 or whatever is in this list.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. All right. I guess let's like play 2 more matches if that's okay with you.
No, I'm here for this.
I feel like people are getting something out of this.
I'm getting something out of it, so.
Yeah. Well, I think my personal configuration is probably not ideal versus this deck, but that's okay.
I mean, I think having Necromentia is like really huge.
Yeah, I hate the card though, so I don't play it.
Listen, I understand and agree, but it was brutal when it got cast against me. For whatever that's worth.
Yeah, no, like if I knew you were playing, if I knew a bunch of people were playing this deck, I would play exactly 1 Necromentia.
Sure.
And it would be fine. And if I drew it with discard, I think I would probably win the game. Wait. Speaking of, appear to have reasonable number of lands, and you're on the draw.
I'm also not confident that I'm supposed to be picking being on the play post board.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's close, but you do have Make Disappear in your deck, so I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but I only really want to Make Disappear a 3-drop anyway. Like that's the ideal like sequence for me is Make Disappear a 3-drop. But I also have Fable in my deck, so, you know.
I don't like the Necromancer plan versus green because you can die to Plokernos beatdown nowadays. I don't think it actually works very well.
Dude, the green deck is so flexible now that they can just run so many GGG 4-power creatures.
I agree.
Like, I think
if I knew this version of the deck, I would just name Gearhulk. Because I think you can beat 4 Opuses.
Yeah, Gearhulk is definitely the right name.
This is bad.
I don't think that I can actually cast Fable here. I guess that is a reason to be on the play. Is like, if I were on the play, I could cast Fable here, but the fact that I can cast Fable and then you can just play Shieldred means that I just can't cast Fable here.
It's the secret mode of your spells. You don't have to play them if you don't want to.
Right.
Alright. God damn, it's so fucking brutal every time.
It does punish the, like, cast the 3-mana spell with 2 mana up.
And you get to get Lay of the Land that gains you 2 life.
I know, incredible.
Look, don't be hating on environmental sciences. That card's
no,
lit.
it's really important. Yeah, for sure. I think that now I do cast this, even though you get to Shieldred me here. Like, the fact that you discarded a Blood Crypt means that if you have the Shieldred, you definitely have the 6th mana to go with it. Or at least you're pretty likely to, I guess. That was a while ago, but... Yeah, no way, this is just the list from the challenge.
It's shocking that I have 4 Shieldred in my deck and I never have it. It's kind of funny. I play 1 more than most people. It's like...
You should always, yeah. Like, she owes you. She should show up.
She showed up enough times when I played the actual paper RCQ, so we forgive her. But it's just kind of mind-boggling that it would be like perfect to have it here because I think it makes the game harder for you. But whoa, land pass. What could that mean?
Graveyard Trespasser. Annoying.
Don't like where this is going.
It's not going that far. You don't really have a huge cause for alarm.
I don't know that. There could be a torrential Gearhulk at any point.
Yes.
Could even draw it off the top.
I could draw it off the top. Hmm. Hmm.
Land go, huh? I decide I can't beat any of your nonsense, so I don't care. Oh, did you know that Graveyard Trespasser Flipped can take cards from 2 different graveyards?
Yes. Yeah.
It took me a long time to figure that out. What the fuck is going on? What do you have? Ah. Guess that makes sense for you to have. Joke's on you. I'm not attacking anymore.
The joke's on you. This was my plan all along.
Oh, your fucking last card is Make Disappear? Wow. I got kind of wrecked, I guess. Huh. Actually, it's not that bad for... Oh, wait, well, it's kind of bad.
I think it's pretty bad for you. Like that Make Disappear wouldn't, because I'm like kind of priced into casting this mascot exhibition this turn.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I should have been able to figure that out. Appear to be dying again. Alright, come on, deck. Okay, that plays. No, Thindri, if you're playing against specifically this deck, you should name Torrential Gearhulk with Necromantia, because they only have 4 Gearhulks. If you name Creativity, they can just draw Gearhulk and start, like, casting their shit from the graveyard.
I think I can only attack with my 2/1 here.
Tragedy.
Yeah, I don't think it works very well. I mean, all right, so I attack with everything. You copy the Bone Crusher, you animate a Mutavault. Mutavault eats my Goblin token. Bone Crusher token eats a 4/4. Bone Crusher. Yeah, I'm gonna do this.
Okay. Oops, cancel. There we go. Sure. I think this is better than the other block.
I think that's your best block, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's a good one.
It is a really good one.
How could anyone beat, like, tap, make a flame tongue Kabu?
I mean, it's really tough to beat. I do know one way that I can beat that, though.
Oh, yes, of course, but I'm not going to worry about some of that stuff right now. I think that is your most threatening instant left.
I guess maybe attacking was bad. I should have just given myself multiple turns to draw.
A creativity.
Yeah, creativity for X equals a lot.
Because now you're down to X equals 1, which is probably not good enough.
Not even good enough, yeah. I'm actually just pretty much dead this turn. So yeah, I didn't do a good job of giving myself the outs. I mean, you drew well, but like you have spells in your deck, and your spells are good. So
If my spells were bad, I would question why I should play Rakdos.
yeah, yes, but that's what I mean. Is you are Rakdos, and especially with an active reflection, like a lot of your draws are really good. All right, you got me.
Was that game 1? I think it was.
That was game 1, yes.
I finally stole a game 1. I think you got all the other game 1s, which makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think that as long as I get a Gearhulk off, like that's just the whole ball game.
I'm actually contemplating how good Liliana's Veil is versus you after those games.
I'm not like scared of it, I don't think.
Alright, we're gonna change it for a different card. Yeah, I think game 1's bad for Rakdos for sure. You just have a lot of dead cards too, which is the real problem. Your Fables have to do so much work.
I will just continue not mulliganing hands that make land drops. If you win this game, then we'll be completely even on the series games and matches.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. My hand's not spectacular. It's like acceptable for 6.
I mean, I'm in one of those acceptable against the Thoughtseize deck hands, so.
This is where I want to be. Turn 2, Unlicensed on the draw. No pressure on you. Alright, cast your fucking Divide.
don't have divide. I will do this though, just because like if I don't do that, that is a 4/4 is like the main reason. All right. You have to have the shieldred punished at some point, so I feel like it's coming now. Oof.
She's scared of your pretty face and
Yeah,
your
she just
your
doesn't want to
dad
show
bod.
up.
It's because you work out in the gym too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shielded is definitely not, you know, a 4/5, which is like an elephant and a half.
JW, I didn't play it on turn 2 because of Fiery Impulse. If I have a different play, I'll just make them waste mana. I was pretty sure the Fiery Impulse was being held up on turn 1. Or I guess your turn 2. This game does not look spectacular for me. There goes your second impulse. Hmm. I agree, drawing a Thoughtseize would be good. This game kind of sucks. I feel like I'm gonna lose easily.
I'm not quite there. I gotta, you know, draw a card or two to make this whole thing work out.
Maybe I'll kill you with my double Fable.
That is a thing that can happen.
Ooh, the Annoyance versus targeting Super Jerk, aka my Blight Stuff pathway / Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Alright, see you later.
Yeah, Leyline of the Void, not great right now.
I mean, it's really good in your opening hand and pretty miserable otherwise because, like, especially in this matchup, even if you hardcast it later, it doesn't do jack shit.
Right.
I don't believe you anymore.
You don't believe me anymore.
I don't believe you have torrential Gearhulk.
I know that's what you're saying. I do have torrential Gearhulk though.
Tragic. You were just waiting one turn for your next snap, huh? That's okay. Well, I'm not sure it's actually okay, but it is what it is. Wait, wait on land? No, but there's no reason to sack a treasure, just try to hit a land drop. This has been a weird game.
This has been a weird game. It's about to get weirder, I think.
It's about to get weirder? How is that possible?
Just like stick with me.
I see. I don't like this. I guess I can't do anything about it, which means you're gonna get to repulse me again.
Yep.
Which seems really fucking bad for me.
I think it might be. But actually, I think the thing I'm supposed to do is not repulse you. I think it is now my opportunity to do this.
Oh, that's bad. All my stuff's dead, then I'm gonna be dead.
Yeah.
Tap, tap. Okay. Guess I'll use...
Oh, you got a blood crypt over there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
I am taking fucking 10 to the dome this turn.
That's correct.
That's a lot of damage. Well, I am glad I cut Liliana for this card because it's much better here.
Stop, but I wanted to make more Gearhulks.
You had your fun. You did like you cast like 14 mana worth of stuff that turn.
Fine, you're right.
I think it might have been literally 14 mana worth of stuff, yeah. Okay. Alright. Now we hide behind my reflection again and hope nothing bad happens.
I'm sorry, something bad's going to happen.
Boo! Boo! Why would bad things happen to okay people? That was K command for you, basically.
Yeah, when it's K command, it's really good.
Actually, I'm reconsidering if I want all my Bankbusters versus you as well. Maybe that might be just too like Galaxy Brain. The games are mostly grindy, so that's probably ridiculous. Do you have something else? Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really beat anything.
Well, you do know that I have this 10 power worth of guys.
Yeah, it's a tragedy.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, what am I gonna do about it? Like, if I don't block, I'm dying even faster.
Yes, of course. I mean, certainly you have to block.
It's the turn 9, my first Thoughtseize.
Yeah, that usually is a really bad sign.
I needed it basically before that at some point.
Yes, I think you have to Thoughtseize me. I'm not sure that you can win any game you don't Thoughtseize me.
That one was like weirdly close for me not Thoughtseizing you.
It was really close.
I think the information is just actually super valuable too.
Right. Like, knowing that you don't have to play around Make Disappear is gigantic.
I hope this is super annoying for you this game.
I mean, it is pretty annoying with this hand. But I think we'll, I can manage.
Divide by Zero is really, really the best repeal I've ever seen in my life.
It's pretty good.
It makes me think Justin Ganari should be playing it over fucking repeal and PO and Vintage.
So the problem is losing 3 sideboard slots, right? Like,
sure.
that cost is extraordinary.
My thing's dead. It was born dead.
Yeah, I don't want that blood token in play with the Blood Tithe Harvester.
How about that one?
That one sticks around. You got it. But I think missing that line drop might not work out great.
I agree, but I'm not going to do anything else about it.
Nope. Thoughtseize me. Alright, well.
Just cast your Rune Snag on it. Oh, I don't like that either. That's probably not very good for my health.
No, probably not. Although none of my lessons that I can get are very good here.
You know, you're allowed to rummage.
Yeah, that's not good either while you're Thoughtseizing. So my hand is Magma, since you're going to see it in 1/2 second. My hand is Magma Opus, 2 lands, and 2 creativities. So if I ditch a creativity, you take a creativity. I don't, like, ditching a land isn't great because I really want to play both of these lands. Ditching the Opus, I don't really want to do because I want to make the treasure with it. So, I mean...
You're probably supposed to just get Mascot then.
I think so. It's just like a very long game sort of thing, but we're probably going to play a reasonably long game if I don't just punk you out.
Oh my god, Dak.
Oh my god.
You're fucking trolling.
That's awful.
I try to avoid doing that as early as possible because it's so awful when the
Yes.
early turns to do that shit, but this turn I was pressed into it. I'm probably gonna lose now.
Yeah, I don't think that there's a reasonable way out here.
My deck's trolling. Definitely trolling, chat. Alright.
Yeah.
That was not very reasonable. The deck just
No.
refused to behave there.
Yeah, you got to make land drops. Oh wow! Sorry for missing so many chat comments. Yeah, it's so hard to figure out what the correct set of threes is. This set of threes felt very good. I mean, the lessons did feel strong in this matchup, and like Stern Lesson is definitely good, but it also only does one thing. And it's kind of nice to have the flexibility of all of the other cards that just like have modes and solve problems. And Stern Lesson never solves any problems. It only like tries to power you into creativity or Gearhulk, which is definitely sweet, but it only does that one thing, and that may not be good enough. So I do think that Oof was kind of onto something with this setup. I'm not unhappy with it.
Yeah, I guess I'm still thinking about it. Liliana is pretty garbage versus you, so I'll leave
Yeah, I'm
him.
mostly not scared of her, I think.
One Bone Crusher will stay from now on, but it's not fantastic either way.
Yeah.
Alright, it's time for me to skunk you on the draw.
Yep. You got it.
I believe! Believe in the not cleave! It's definitely not a cleave here. It's, I don't know what the fuck it is. A Thoughtseize, I guess?
Believe in the seas. Yeah, that
Oh,
works.
believe in the seas. That's nice.
Um, God damn it. All right. Keep. Lol.
Is it a Mutavault hand?
It's not a Mutavault hand, it's just a hand that doesn't do anything. But we're testing for regionals, so, you know, I'm pretending that this is open deck list, and I know that I'm likely to get Thoughtseized.
Ah, I tricked you. I don't have a Thoughtseize. It's probably worse for me, actually, but... This card's miserable in the matchup.
It's not at its best.
I mean, it technically has power and toughness. It also dies to, like, basically all of the removal spells because I never want to leave mana up for it.
Yeah.
So I generally do not have it in my deck versus a lot of these types of decks. Oh, fascinating. What does that mean?
Just means I don't have Fable in my hand, I think.
Seems likely, yeah.
I really don't like that around. The fact that I just, like, will pass the turn makes it a problem.
That's a nice thing about Trespasser. You can always play it first, and they're always going to make disappear it because they have to. Otherwise, they're like the game gets super annoying.
Right, because you can't hold up make disappear when when there's a
I
trespasser.
mean, you
in
can.
play.
You're going to take like 9,000 damage and probably
Yes.
die, but
Um.
Boo earns. Basically thankful that you never make a treasure. You never have the nuts. You always have to like rummage.
Yeah, I'm always like just not quite there.
You missed the end of last match. I died to Gearhulk, as one does. Basically, my Leyland got bounced, and then like 9,000 things got flashbacked, which is ideal for my health. Also, have you noticed those cards are like squished on the stack now? Oh, maybe that's the size of my stack. Never mind. Okay, but alright, I have a lot of cards I can discard.
Back now, I am currently 3-1 against Jarvis. No, thank you. I'm
God damn
fine.
it.
We're fine here.
I'm
We
just
don't,
like the
we
map.
don't need any.
It's actually good for me to show up there, I think, given one's gone.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I even without one being gone, I think it makes sense to shove there because it just like if I don't have it, that weakens a lot of my plays from here. Like even just like opusing is worse.
Shieldred is somehow survives an Opus, which is kind of fun.
Right.
Oh, I'm just regaining respect for Make Disappear. A card of which I only own 3 copies of somehow. IRL. I wouldn't have even owned 3, except I had to like go to my friend's house to go through his like common box.
I just ordered some from Star City so that I can play them this weekend.
Smart. I guess Roanoke's pretty close to the spikiest podcast in all of North Carolina.
Yes. So they should be here on time. They just shipped, so.
Oh, you fucker. I don't like this. This is bad for my health. I might be switching to this deck at some point. I don't think I own Opuses. I definitely own Torrential Gearhulks. I don't think I've ever actually registered Torrential Gearhulk in a tournament.
Oh, well, now is your chance. It's an incredibly fun card to play.
Well, I played a lot within Cube. Like,
yeah. My Goblin.
So what I could have done last turn was play that Stomp and another 2-drop.
Yeah.
If I really believed that you had Make Disappear, which I didn't, obviously. This is like sort of okay until the Fable kills me, but it's not like I can push the Fable anyways because it'll be 3 CMC.
No way. The reason that I Gearhulk Opus there is because of just Shieldred. Like mostly his creatures don't matter at this point, so I'm just stopping Shieldred from happening.
JW says, I need to learn Pioneer for these other series. This content has been nice. Well, you can... Hopefully you've been watching both sides. I think watching both sides is kind of cracked, as the kids say. I'm pretty sure the kids do say that.
They definitely do say that, but it may be a little much. And I don't know. Watching both sides is definitely good, though.
B-Rush says, I need you to chill with saying as the kids say.
I'm gonna start saying as the kids say, as Jarvis says.
Fuck, really... it's just getting meta.
Yeah. And now we have just a classic.
Alright, it's Snapcaster Counterspell.
Snapcaster Counterspell.
Attack for literally lethal.
I mean, when your Snapcaster's a 5/6, what else are you supposed to do?
Well, I didn't think... Well, I actually lost again when I missed my land drop, which is kind of insane, because I still play 26. The lands have not gone anywhere. And I don't think you can play 27. I think you just flood too much then.
26 does seem like you should generally make your 4th land drop.
B-Rush says, I'm driving 90 minutes to play Limited this weekend instead of 20 for Pioneer. Honestly, that sounds kind of appealing. Like, well, actually, the sealed format seems kind of heinous, so I'm not sure. I don't know.
We have a store around here that's doing a $65 Lord of the Rings sealed RCQ.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Wait,
it does,
what?
The price is very high.
Yeah,
I
mean,
because Lord of the Rings is expensive.
Yeah. None of your cards do anything.
Correct.
That one does the most. That one you can spend 2 mana on, then 2 mana on later. Alright, fine. I'll let you kill my stupid thing.
I accept.
I know you accept. You're like, sick, I can spend 1 mana to kill a creature.
Guess I gotta save myself 2 life since I was probably playing this pathway on red.
You don't. Yeah, you didn't have it.
I don't. Yes, I did not.
Yeah, that's why you say you don't. It makes it more likely for you not to have it.
Oh, I didn't have a land either. It's about time though. I think that's only fair.
All right, I'm gonna see. I don't think you have it. Like, if you didn't fucking make disappear last turn, you're like 4 out of 51 to have it that turn.
I'm gonna let you just actually shielded me to death. I won't just scoop now.
I don't really care. It doesn't really matter to me.
I think I'm like 5% in this game, so I'm gonna play for it.
5%? That's so high.
Yeah.
What about now that I've played high up of the iTorrent? Do you think you're under 5% now?
Probably takes me down to about 4%. Okay, not drawing a land here, I think takes me to about 0.
So how do I lose? I guess, like, fucking divide by 0?
Yeah, I mean, that's clearly what that's the only reason I would not have scooped here. That's the only thing I can do.
The best plan to divide is definitely to attack first.
Oh no, I have to divide.
Wow, fuck, I was right. I had a feeling that tonight was not going to be a good night. You discarded the Magma Opus? Fuck. I hate to see that, but children don't give a fuck.
No, she don't. Okay, we're dead.
Wow. The Children card's good. Maybe I should play like 8 of this card so I can definitely draw it on turn 4. I think 8 is probably excessive. The actual answer would be like 5 in some matchups.
There's definitely some matchups where like 5 or 6 Shieldred is good.
I mean, I would just have Shieldreds and no other top end. Like,
yeah,
that would literally be my plan.
Oh no, I finally have to mulligan one of these Sketchers.
Alright. I'm going to keep a hand that chat will almost certainly say you shouldn't keep it, but I think they're like totally incorrect.
Interesting. I'm excited to hear what that is later.
Refine, bad Jarvis. For what it's worth, this hand's definitely a mulligan on the play, but not on the draw, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Land Thoughtseize is like almost a keep regardless on the draw.
I also might not have kept if you had kept on 7, is the other thing. That should tell you a lot about my hand.
I mean, do you just have a lot of Thoughtseizes?
Local Maryland man cannot confirm or deny the validity of that
Oh
statement.
God. Christ. All right.
Alright, it was a one-lander with 2 discard spells.
Fair enough.
I think it's actually a keep on the draw. Like,
Yeah,
I feel pretty strongly about that.
I think so. Especially once I've gone to 6, then
Yeah, exactly. I think on 7 it's like sort of defensible, but
joke's on you.
Can't Thoughtseize the top of your deck? Is that the joke?
That is exactly the joke.
Hmm. Oh, of course. Those ones are so miserable sometimes.
Oh God.
But it actually balances out with Blackcleave Cliffs, so. You only discarded Magma Opus. That's a bad sign. I guess you can cycle a Shark for 3. Which is
Yeah,
like...
I think Shark is just worth keeping. So I just cast the Shark Typhoon?
Casting a Shark Typhoon, I'm pretty sure, is the play that people have done the most that leads to the most losses.
Correct. But you don't have any way of killing a Shark Typhoon. I guess if I, like, the problem is committing to the Shark Typhoon and then you, like, kill the Goblin before I get, like, and then maybe I don't even. I'm just gonna make a 3/3.
My chat's silently judging you too.
That's fair, but I think that this is
It's
better.
actually not very silent. One person's like, it's for the content. That's exactly what Shark Typhoon's for. It's not really much for anything else. Alright. Can't really let you make disappear my removal spell, otherwise I think I die even faster.
Yeah, that's probably true. I'm not sure that you have any way out of this situation, though.
Oh, you didn't play a land? Oh, now I'm, like, probably fucked. We'll see. I mean, if your hand's like 7 divides, I probably lose, but... All I'm remembering is that Remand's real messed up.
Yeah, God, if this deck could play actual Remand.
Yeah, it'd be an actually good Remand deck instead of most decks are not good Remand decks. Oh,
Yeah,
if you have
no,
a Gearhulk, I'm actually dead.
So. Yeah, I have a Gearhulk.
Wow. Wow. Torrential Gearhulk as Richard Garfield intended. It's kind of sick. I have a removal spell for the Gearhulk, but that doesn't matter because I take 4 to the dome and you make a 4/4.
Yes, correct.
Why not use their braid to kill the Kikiji? Because I thought my life points mattered more, Jadra.
Alright, well, I'm ready to win this RCQ this weekend after that.
I mean, the games were sort of competitive.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I just, you know, I
there
feel
were,
like
like
the deck
a shocking number of mana
well.
issue games on both sides, which is kind of funny. I don't think that like normally happens very much.
I only had mana issues like, I mean, and I won one of my games where I had hilarious mana issues. So, I think that you got the shorter end of that stick.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it doesn't really matter, obviously. Like, this deck has such a high land count that it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
Can I challenge Misplaced Ginger to a grudge match? I don't really have a real desire to do so, no. If someone wants to try to sponsor that as a match and offer prizes, I will definitely play, but I'm not going to go out of my way to, challenge someone on the internet in a random grudge match. Doesn't seem very appealing, really.
You also, don't know Derek that well, right?
I mean, I've talked to him like a few times, but it's not
right.
like
You don't have like an ongoing relationship kind of thing. That would lead
yeah.
to a
The only
grudge
person
match.
I would really challenge to a grudge match would be I would challenge Anurag to a grudge match, and I would not allow the 40-minute timers. I would be like, let's play speed magic. 20-minute timers. You can play whatever deck you want, but if you can't play fast enough, that's on you.
Dude, that you played that legacy deck, right? That natural order one.
Yeah.
That deck looked sweet. I was into that.
It was not like very well built, but after I natural ordered into my own containment priest on stream, I logged off, and then the next day I finished my other 4 matches and won all of them, despite my deck being horribly built. So, but I kind of think there's something wrong with the deck, and I'm not sure how to fix it.
Sure.
But besides that, it was good.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of slots dedicated towards like doing this 4-mana sorcery speed thing in Legacy. Like there's just a weird fundamental thing going on there that you have to live with if you're gonna play that kind of deck.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. I mean, I'm not huge into playing Legacy anymore, really, because it doesn't really get you anything, honestly. And the only real reason I played Legacy so much back in those days was the Grand Prix were full of people who just weren't
Who never
very
played
good.
Legacy except for in those Grand
Yeah,
Prix.
exactly. Yeah. Most of them were not very good at playing their deck, whatever their deck was.
I was on that end of things, like the 2 Legacy GPs that I actually played. I was just like, I guess I'll play this, and kind of got bodied by people who actually played Legacy.
Well, except the opposite was true for me. I would be like, these people play Legacy and only Legacy, but they also don't seem particularly good to me.
Oh,
so
yes. No, I got bodied by the people who were good Magic players who also like played a healthy amount of Legacy. Like you just would run into them at some point on day 2, and I was just not in their league because I can't brainstorm with the best of them quite yet.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyways, I guess to wrap it up, closing thoughts. Rakdos is fine. It's probably exactly fine. I might still play it. I might have a better plan versus that deck. I don't know. Like, I mean, like,
Yeah. So when I was playing against Philip the other day, I think the addition of Necromentia was a really, really big deal along with the other stuff. He also ended up on like one more 1-mana discard spell.
Sure.
I don't think he was on any go blanks, but he had ley lines and stuff. And the Necromentia, just to like keep me off of being able to do even like fair Gearhulks and stuff, was it was too many problems post board at some point.
Sure. The reason I like go blank is I think specifically what I've been seeing, there is a bunch of Greasefang and go blank's one of the better cards versus them, because if you just like what's supposed to be putting it? If you discard them spell a few times, but you don't actually get rid of their graveyard, it's easy for them to peel Greasefang at an inconvenient time, because your deck doesn't actually have like a lot of instant speed ways of killing it.
Yeah. Especially if they like thought seize you that turn or whatever too. Yeah.
Right. Or what I've been seeing from other Greasefang lists, not necessarily what happened in the Rakdos matchup, is some people play Silence, and that's super obnoxious.
Yes.
Because it just like counterspells all of the fucking like removal spells.
No, I got silenced like playing Phoenix, where I had Treasure Cruised and I was holding up like Fiery Impulse, Abrade, and I got silenced and was like, oh, I guess I'm dead, and then I died.
Someone asked me what deck is better than Fine Pioneer. My personal belief is I think most of the decks are like even towards each other, and so you just end up with a bunch of decks that are like close to 50% versus each other. Like that, it's obviously not exactly like that, but it's just the low power level of the card pool, and the fact that like the interaction's not great at catching you up leads to that sort of experience for me personally.
Yeah, it's a lot of 2-mana cards trading for 2-mana cards and 3-mana cards trading for 3-mana cards until like somebody sticks a thing.
So someone's asking me about Stern Lesson or Prismari Command. I think Prismari Command's likely better based on what other people are playing. You could convince me there's a metagame where Stern Lesson's better for sure. I think if there weren't so many Greasefang decks, I'd be more inclined to consider playing Stern Lesson.
I also just think generally for the like after having played with every configuration of the 3-mana spells, I think for the philosophy of the deck, like the reason that you're playing the Gearhulk deck and you're not playing Worm Xenagos is because you want to sit there, you want to not tap out, you want to like trade your cards for theirs and just like make their tempo like kind of disappear. And Stern Lesson is kind of going the opposite way. It's like I want to get this Gearhulk down as fast as possible. When that's not actually like what the deck is trying to do. You like spending your turn 3 to get your Gearhulk down 1 turn earlier, I think is net negative for you as opposed to like casting a spell that trades for something that they cast on one of their turns.
Yep, definitely agree with you. I mean, that being said,
Stern Lesson's fine. Like Stern Lesson has been really good in spots,
right?
But I think 55% of situations Prismari Command is better or something like that, Or like they're equal in a large number of situations and in a slightly larger number of situations Prismari, 80% of the time they're both fine, and then like 12% of the time Prismari Command is better and 8% of the time Stern Lesson is better or something like that,
Again, like I think probably Prismari Command's generally better because Pioneer is a still format that has a lot of small creatures in it, as well as the Greasefang thing. Like that's my suspicion.
Yeah.
I think with all those factors adding up, I would be hesitant to play Stern Lesson unless if I had a very good reason to do so. I guess if like the format was like just all Rakdos, I'd probably play Stern Lesson over the Prismari Command then.
Yeah, like, I mean, I love killing Reckoner Bankbuster with Prismari Command.
Oh, sure, sure. I guess to wrap it up, I do think that deck looked pretty impressive to me, and I think one of the reasons why, just to break it down real quick, is Torrential Gearhulk is a real Magic card in most games of Magic, as opposed to the other deck where World Spine Worm is not a real Magic card, it's an Uno card.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if there are situations, probably versus specifically Lotus Field, where being the other version is much better.
Oh, yeah. I think that this version is actively bad against Lotus Field, and you would much rather be the combo version for sure.
Yeah, because your creativity for 2 is insta KO your opponent, whereas your creativity for 2 is, well, I guess I'll like get a bunch of value and then die to like, they're.
No, I think you can't even cast creativity, right? You just cast creativity and then you're like, murder me, please.
No, I think the way you have to play the matchup is your creativities are basically blank, and you just have to like EOT Gearhulks until they're dead or something like that.
And I think that just like isn't going to work out.
That doesn't work because all of your counters are soft counters. So like you can't actually counterspell anything. So I think basically what should happen versus Lotus Field versus you is they get a Lotus Field, they copy it, then none of your cards do anything and you die.
I think that's exactly what happens.
I mean,
I will remand your spell. Oh, you have 11 mana this turn? I guess that didn't do anything.
Sometimes you can like weirdly cut them off if they're not careful with Emergent Ultimatum, I think.
Yeah, but I want to beat the good players, right? So that's tougher.
Well, if they think you're normal creativity and they aren't sure, you could catch a good player off guard.
Right.
Because they just think they're supposed to jam when if they actually knew their deck list, they would probably just wait until like turn 15 to jam or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like I'm not going in there like I will insta scoop to any Lotus Field player, but I am not like gonna lie to myself about my chances.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's actually another. Honestly, the deck looked pretty well balanced when I looked at it. It seems like nothing should be that bad. Also, I do like the fact that you get to play 4 Fire Impulse. There hasn't been a good Fire Impulse deck in a while.
Yeah, Impulse has just been really, really good.
Oh, with regards to Azorius control, I think you're probably going to win more often than not. Mostly because I think most of the people who play Azorius control IRL like shouldn't be playing the deck, probably. Like, and what I mean is, most of the good players IRL just don't play Azorius control in Pioneer because it's kind of a low power level deck. Is how I would put it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of Pioneer metagames where like it is a fine, where like all things being equal, like it is a good high percentage choice. But I personally will never choose it just because I'm not trying to like stress myself out that much over the course of a weekend.
It's been a long time since I played a deck like that, and honestly, that deck would have to be really good for me to consider playing it nowadays. Instead,
Yeah.
like I think it's like probably only okay if you're an excellent player, which is not a very salient feature for a deck for me anymore.
Yeah, I do need my deck to have the capability of bailing me out. So
Oh
like
yeah,
I value that in a deck.
Is the Tim says this is the scariest version of creativity in Azorius by far. That tracks. I mean, Gearhulk is just great.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm gonna wrap it up, but happy to have you here. I'm happy to do this with other decks at some point. Um,
Yeah, I would love to. This was super fun and really helpful.
yeah, I think this is honestly, it's very easy for people to just fire up a league, play 5 matches, and be like, "All right, I did some testing." And I'm like, then I ask them, "What did you actually learn?" And half the time, they don't give me a good answer. Uh,
Yeah, that's the thing that we are trying to avoid on this stream generally.
Yeah, what I actually do a lot of the time, instead of playing matches, is I just sit there and stare at the ceiling and think about what I think should happen, and then I'll go play and see if it actually works out. And sometimes it doesn't, which is fine. But at least I've like tried to like accomplish something.
Yeah, I think so. I probably need to do this a little bit more and maybe make it a feature of like the stream and do it, yeah, like scientific method, right? Like make a hypothesis and then test that hypothesis via your matches that day. And like have an actual thing that you're like, what is the answer to this question? Or what is what I think going to happen correct? And so
Right.
maybe need to like set that as, I can't start playing matches until I can express the reason that I am playing these matches and come out with an answer to that.
So, well, actually, to clarify that a little bit more is, I'm not saying you shouldn't play leagues. In fact, when I first pick up a deck, I play a bunch of leagues because I don't know what's supposed to happen. So literally everything's like helpful to learn. And I think that's what leagues are
Yeah.
really good for, like just learning what your deck is supposed to do at a baseline. But I think like once you get into the weeds, it is not so helpful to just keep spamming leagues. And I think this is something that a lot of people fall into the trap of rather.
Right. Like right now, like my goal was basically like which configuration of 3 mana spells feels the most comfortable to me. And I've played like all of them and I'm now leaning towards this one, but I want to play a league, so I'm playing against stuff other than Rakdos and seeing how this configuration of 3 mana spells feels. And like that's my main question for like the next time that I play.
Yep, reasonable. So yeah, that's just my rant, I guess, to wrap it up. I think I learned that if I were playing against this matchup in an RCQ, it's probably not great, but I know where the choke points are now,
Yeah.
which is helpful. I guess here's a quick question from the chat. What are my thoughts on Azorius or Mono Blue Spirits right now? It's like kind of a difficult question because I also kind of view those decks as low power level, but they do like there are certain decks that can never beat those decks, I think, in the metagame. And I think it's mostly green, although green got better because Polukranos were born.
I think that's a huge difference, and I think that kind of like shuts that matchup, like is a massive percentage point shift in that matchup.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think if I were to play green, I would just play for Polukranos and not bother with any of the weird fuck slots as well. So take that as you will.
I am really close to thinking that's right. Like I have played against it much more than I've played with it with Polukranos, but Polukranos has been so impressive and so powerful, even not playing a deck that's like playing Ledger Shredder or a bunch of other flyers or something like that. It still has been impressive. So I just like can't imagine that it's not like you should be running 3 or 4 of these.
Mhm.
Like with spirits specifically too, Pelucranos existing, like, I've played a couple different Atraxa decks in Pioneer, and as like the game is get Atraxa into play against spirits and then just make sure that they don't keep the tapper around,
Right.
and they have no way of dealing with that big lifelink body, and Pelucranos makes that big lifelink body that blocks, and I don't think that they can reasonably beat it.
Yep. Fair enough. Anyways, yep, that's all I got. Again, thanks everyone. We'll probably do this again. If people have matchup requests, I guess possibly Chris and I could be talked into that as well. But you can find Chris on Twitter at ccr_grindcast. He also does have a podcast, which I actually listened to, but on like 2.5x speed. But let me tell you something. I listen to basically all podcasts at that speed because I don't really have time to like. When speed is so slow. Holy shit.
So yeah, I mean, I'm generally listening to podcasts because like my friends are hosting and I treat it as like hangout time with my friends who I don't get to see that much. So I usually keep it at like 1x speed. But yeah, if you're trying to extract information, I get it.
Yep, fair enough. Anyways, I'm gonna call it here. I'll probably fun stuff is Shroud and I will probably stream. He was telling me that he was actually back into the game. He went to a pre-release and then he won some packs and he's like, "Can I draft with these packs?" And people told him no, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, because they're set packs or whatever.
It's very weird. It's just like, why did we decide this was a good idea? But whatever.
I really appreciated. I don't remember whose post it was, but they were just like, "Why is this in my pack?" And it was the list card, and it was literally a 2 and a red 4/1 common creature from like M10 or something.
Oh yeah, like who is that exciting for? The answer is no one.
No, it's incredible, the gap between like the good cards on the list and the like why is this here cards on the list.
So yeah, if you all want to hear Shroud heckling me in Booster Draft tomorrow, you can do that. Although like I can basically only go down from my MTGO rating right now. It's like impossible to get to like 2,000.
Yes.
Well, I mean, unless if I literally won like 50 matches in a row, I guess it wouldn't be impossible, but that's not very likely. Let's be real.
Well, good luck on your quest.
It's not much of a quest. I'm just playing for fun. I mean, actually, I am technically playing the limited PTQs at Minneapolis next Friday. Not this Friday, the Friday after. And I'm pretty sure the sealed format is just horrible. Like, how could it not be?
I don't know. I have no idea. I have not been a fan of most of the sealed formats.
Fair enough.
In recent sets, even though I have mostly been fans of the draft formats in a lot of them. So something is going on to make sealed generally not great lately.
Fair enough. Anyways, hope people see us next time. Maybe some other Monday. I don't know. Shrug.
Yeah, let's set something up soon. This was great.
All right. See y'all. I'm gonna raid. I am actually level 1 on my way out.
I should do that too.